And we are live. Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting set from the King of Ireland tournament. Today we are in the Platinum division and we are going to look at Barrufet versus Nixishin. These two players I do not know much about. All of what I know is contained in the seeding document. So Barrufet here looks like he's coming in at 1-2, the 5th seed at 1677, and Nixishin is just above him at 1746. So even though they're right next to each other in terms of seeding, the 4th versus the 5th seed, Nixishin is 1746 calculated and Barrufet is 1677. So probably about a 70 ELO difference it looks like here for Nixishin in Nixishin's favor. So Barrufet is going to be the underdog for this set. We're going to be watching to see what he is able to accomplish, if he can overcome the odds, or if Nixishin will show us why he's a seed ahead of Barrufet. We will see. In terms of Civ draft, here we go. So Nixishin, having selected the Aztecs, Britons, Magyars, Mongols, Burgundians, Franks, Saracens, and Sicilians. And Barrufet has selected the Berbers, Indians, Lithuanians, Huns, Khmer, Spanish, Cumans, and Japanese. Nixishin sniping Barrufet's first choice in the Berbers, and Barrufet in turn sniping Nixishin's first choice in the Aztecs. So the first map of any set is Irish Arabia. Let us begin. So in the left-hand corner of the map, we have Barrufet playing as the Orange Lithuanians. And in the lower rightish, sort of midpoint side of this map edge here, we have Nixishin playing as the Franks. Franks versus Lithuanians, a classic cavalry matchup. So let's talk about this Civ matchup now. Franks versus Lithuanians. Lithuanians have better trash than Franks do. I believe Franks are missing Bracer. Lithuanians get Bracer. Franks do get the final armor, if I recall correctly, on their skirmishers. However, Lithuanians have that unique tech that gives them additional pierce armor. So I think that this game is not going to get that far, though. However, the Lithuanians do have that Polish winged hussar as well. So I would say, if the game really does get that late, the Lithuanians are going to have a little bit more flexibility. But the Franks are a little bit more specialized of a civilization. Their cavalry have extra health and they don't even have to do anything for it. And they've got those throwing axemen to kill pikemen. So Franks are a little bit more predictable than Lithuanians are, but not much, honestly, not much. Both players have 1 second of town center idle time. This is the Platinum division, so we can expect some pretty high level play from these guys. 16 or 1700 is like top 3% of the world or something like that. So these guys are really good players. We have 2 on wood so far for Nixishin. How many they put on wood is a very relevant question here. If we end up seeing a maximum of 3 on wood for either player, this will tell us that they are going scouts. Barrufet putting 4 on wood, this tells me he is not going scouts. Or if he is going scout, it's some kind of late scout build. Nixishin pushing in his deer. He has sent... Okay, so he's got 3 on wood. Let's see if he stays there. Pushing in his deer. So it looks like it's going to be scouts from Nixishin. He's had the opportunity to send more out to wood and has not. The deer are closer on Irish Arabia. Irish Arabia, of course, being different from traditional Arabia in that there are more wood lines, but they are generally thinner. So the consensus among the players is that this map tends to be easier to wall than traditional Arabia. But it can also be somewhat deceptive because you wall, and you know, the next set of resources beyond your walls are quite far away. So scouts, because this walling is easy, are generally nerfed, and archers are generally stronger because they can range basically any wood line unless you get lucky and you've got something like this back here. However, scouts are still quite strong on this map in general because of how open the map is. It's just so easy to raid your opponent. So Nixishin getting up some houses here. He's built enough houses for 25 pops, so maybe not going scouts after all. But we'll see. You don't need 25 population space to go scouts. Barrufet is... Okay, he's luring his second boar in now. Also beginning the wall off. I'd like to see Barrufet wall to the edge of the map here. He has not found his sheep, though. Nixishin, looks like Nixishin has found all of his sheep. Let's take a look at the scouting information. So Barrufet gave up on these sheep and is now looking for Nixishin. And probably found him. He's going to see this crater here. So he is going to know that Nixishin, yeah, so he sees the mill. So he knows this is where Nixishin is. Takes a shot with the scout from the town center. So Nixishin is paying attention. He's even shanking this guy on horseback with one of his villagers. And we have a 3 militia drush coming across the map for Barrufet. Interesting. So Barrufet knows how important it is to keep this open. He doesn't want to get too close because he doesn't want the villager attacking his scout. And it looks like Nixishin has not completed the walling here yet. Maybe didn't think it was convenient or didn't think that he would actually attack. So this is exciting. Barrufet's slipping through this side, though. And he is in on Nixishin with a drush. So Nixishin just kind of let this happen. I feel like Nixishin could have walled this up, but he didn't want to spend the villager time to do so this early. And we'll see if Barrufet can punish him for it. So Nixishin is in on Barrufet's base as well. Just with his scout, though. Just checking him out. So Nixishin is nearly feudal. So he went up on 19 pops. So this could be a 19 pop scouts build from the Franks. That's why he didn't want to spend so much wood to wall off. He needs a barracks. He's got a barracks. And Nixishin needs to build his stable as soon as possible. Almost there. Just force drop off a little bit of wood and he can get his stable up. But this drush has been kind of annoying. Forcing Nixishin to spend wood that he didn't want to spend. To wall his villagers and keep them safe. Is Barrufet going to find this stable and deny it? No, he is not, because Nixishin is going to react and quick wall this in. Prevent Barrufet from messing with the stable going up. Barrufet's going to need this stable. He needs to be able to make scouts and answer this military. This palisade under attack. He's going to have to repair it. Doesn't want to leave yet. Alright, he's going to delete it now and flee to the town center, which makes sense. And scout cavalry are now being built by Nixishin. So how well walled is Barrufet? It looks like he's been completely walled. Or he is walled now. Trying to get a villager pick off here with his scout. It's going to be close. Scout kills a villager and then goes down itself. So, well played to Nixishin. Gets a villager pick off here. And done more damage to Barrufet than Barrufet has done to him, arguably, because of that villager kill. Although Barrufet, looking for an overchop here or something to harass. He did force down a lot of quick walls with this militia. So if you're Barrufet and you're watching this and you're feeling like, oh man, you know, my drush, it just didn't do very much damage. Know that I really think your drush did a lot of damage. So Barrufet now arriving in feudal age. What's the plan? The plan is probably... Oh, man-at-arms. Interesting. Well, I guess he's got the health on his militia to justify it. So he's going to get the man-at-arms upgrade, and there is an overpick on these berries. This could be huge. These are man-at-arms now. And Nixishin says, oh yeah, I'm out of here. You cannot fight man-at-arms, especially ones that are pretty much all full health. He's just going to take this mill down from Nixishin. So what's Nixishin up to? Meanwhile, Nixishin is pressuring this palisade wall. He's going to have to come back here and deal with this, though. Otherwise, this mill will go down. And Nixishin deciding instead to villager fight these man-at-arms. Man-at-arms are going to turn around and attack the villagers now. Does he actually... Okay, looks like he actually managed to kill a man-at-arms. And a scout. So, pretty good micro there from Nixishin. Barrufet is headed back. Going to pressure this villager. Franks take berries faster. So we'll see if he can get a villager kill here. with his man-at-arms. That is a much bigger investment. Just walling behind. Nixishin's scouts not getting in. Nixishin on the prowl. Actually finds barrufet's sheep here. Still microing back and forth. It does not look like barrufet has gotten a kill on Nixishin. Just got this lone man-at-arms hanging out looking for a weak villager to pick on. And we have Archer. An Archer, well, we had one. Cute. Guess not. I guess he canceled it. So he finds these sheep, sends them to the corner. So another lumber camp comes down for barrufet. Spearman coming out to deal with this. Another scout coming across the map for Nixishin. But Nixishin is not able to get in with these scouts. They probably, maybe could have been faster. Or fast enough. Had he not been drushed. There's a man-at-arms here. This villager is going to kill him. So I would say that barrufet got value out of those. I don't know if man-at-arms was worth it, but the militia definitely were. Nixishin not really getting value out of his scouts, though. Not able to get in. It could just be because barrufet drushed him. I don't know. So Blacksmith coming down now for barrufet. He is thinking about the next stage. He has a range, which is sort of a weird choice for Lithuanians. I've seen Lithuanians go archers before, but I don't really understand the logic behind it. They don't get any archer bonuses that I'm aware of. Or maybe the archers are for killing Frankish pikemen. Maybe he's just playing 4D chess. So Nixishin keeping an eye out on barrufet with his scouts. He's going to miss this army. What does barrufet see? Now barrufet just wants to come across the map. He's on his way up to Castle Age. He's getting fletching now. Maybe just some archers just to keep Nixishin busy. So Nixishin cannot click up. So what does Nixishin know? Nixishin missed the army. He's got 2 scouts. He's still trying to get in. And these archers are probably going to find this wood line right here. But we'll see. Yep, look at that. They walk right in. Disaster. There is an overchop or a hole in the wall. And these archers are devastating. You never want to let your archers attack from the furthest away. You always want to rely on them not seeing it and then walk past between where they would flee and where they currently are. So they have to walk by your archers in order to become safe. But barrufet's still not getting any villager kills. Just not enough archers here. It's only 4 archers. And Nixishin reacting very quickly. Definitely tell that Nixishin's got some pretty good macro behind his ranking. But this wood line is denied. This gold is denied. Nixishin is going to need to take this gold probably over here. And yeah, he deletes the palisade wall and starts to go out there. So Nixishin will need gold to make knights. Knights will clean this up. Barrufet is, of course, already Castle Age and adding a second town center now. So any knights from Barrufet? Yes. Barrufet is making knights. He does plan on continuing to pressure Nixishin, it looks like. We've got some archers from crossbows. Ouch. Here on the wood line. And Barrufet finally getting his first villager pick off over here. This villager survives. So Nixishin has 1 villager on wood somewhere, and I think it's chopping straggler trees. He's gotten a lot of value out of this, and he's re-walled this. He is on gold out here. So now Nixishin can make enough knights to deal with this nuisance army. So these villagers will have to evacuate since Barrufet finds it. So knights for Nixishin from 2 stables should be enough to clear this. Although the crossbows are in that choke point, which is pretty annoying. Actually, knight goes down. Okay, and that is finally cleared up. Frank's getting bloodlines for free. It's actually a little bit better than bloodlines. It is plus 20% HP. And Barrufet in with a knight here, but Nixishin already has 3 of his own. So now we'll see barrufet. He's got a monastery down. That's what I was expecting. And he should be going out to secure the relics. Now, what does barrufet know about the relics? Where does he know where all the relics are located? Let's check. He knows where this relic is. These scouts are still trying to get in and cause trouble. Barrufet is on the prowl with a knight, looking to pick off a low HP villager on a farm probably somewhere. Okay, Nixishin has finally rewalled this. Barrufet still attacking it, trying to get in. And we actually have a forward monk here to convert a knight so that barrufet can get in this time. So he takes down the palisade and helps himself. So this forward monk will heal up his military, and it will convert enemy knights that try to stand in his way. Perhaps he believes that he's taken Nixishin off of gold entirely. Does barrufet know about this gold over here? Let's see. Yes, he does know that this gold exists. This terrain change is just a spectator bug. So another town center going up for Nixishin now. Nixishin sneaking some more villagers out through that hole. Barrufet is still over here being a nuisance. Does he have any more monks in queue? Looks like not. Is he not planning on the relics? I don't know. He's sending his monks up here forward. He wants to get more conversions, and Nixishin walling this palisade from the outside. That's interesting. Where's this villager going? I don't know where this lady's going, but if she keeps going this way, she's going to be in trouble. Barrufet is continuously streaming knights in. Taking out a couple villagers here. These knights are being converted, have to run away. And Nixishin is kind of in an awkward spot. It's like he wants to send more villagers out to just collect resources in peace so that he can boom into paladins. We all know that's what the Franks want deep down inside. Okay, so Nixishin is over here looking for some damage through a raid. Another monastery coming down for barrufet, though, which is interesting. So, doubling down on the monks, but he hasn't collected any relics yet, at least none that I can see. Seeing that Nixishin is escaping out this hole, going to convert the villager. This villager could be used to build a forward siege workshop on behalf of barrufet. That would be kind of devastating. I hope he does that. See what he builds with this villager. Another stable coming down from Nixishin wants to keep ahead of this. No, okay, that lady is just hacking away at the stable with the knights. Okay, Nixishin taking advantage of a little bit of a misplay from barrufet, forgetting about his monks here, and here comes the siege workshop. So, losing these monks is a big loss for barrufet. He does outnumber Nixishin for now in terms of knights, but it's not going to remain that way. Especially if Nixishin keeps making knights and he keeps fighting under the town center. Barrufet is going to need to quick wall this villager in too. As soon as Nixishin gets over here with his cavalry. Unless he doesn't care whether or not this villager gets killed. He could also consider building a monastery. He's getting the armor for his knights. Not a moment too soon. These knights are leaving. Maybe they're going back to be healed. Third Town Center Foundation coming down for Nixishin. Nixishin wants to boom. Barrufet on 2 town centers. Getting the hit point upgrade, Sanctity, for knights. Nixishin has built a forward siege workshop here, and Barrufet will have nothing of it, as he has more monks. I love to see the monk play. So this is just a quiet little siege workshop here from Barrufet, just sitting in Nixishin's base. Nixishin needs to come and break this down before it starts making siege weapons. Battering ram is already in queue for that workshop. This villager has somehow snuck out, finds this gold, and is now building a house here. I wonder if this is some kind of laming operation. So where are these knights headed? They're kind of low HP. So he doesn't really want to dive that town center. He's just raiding. Just raiding Nixishin. Okay. Grouping up his knights. The monks are... Where are the monks? They're on their way. We got 5 more holy men here. And we got a ram just taking down a random house. I don't understand that at all. Nixishin has the knights to deal with this. So he's going to destroy the ram with his knights, and then probably destroy the siege workshop. No, he's going to come around. Make sure he gets to it. Okay, there are now a couple villagers forward. I think barrufet sent one of these forward. I don't think they were both converted. Maybe they were converted. Who knows? But barrufet should patch these guys up. You should just start attacking. Build a siege workshop, make rams, dive town centers with knights, etc., etc., etc. Barrufet is selling wood for gold. He is getting iron casting, and he has 2 more knights in queue and 20 on the field. Nixishin has 1 stable working, making him knights. He has 14 knights total. That siege workshop finally for barrufet goes down. And what in the world? Is this a barrufet castle drop? It is. I don't know where all these villagers came from, but this is a hilarious castle. He's got the monks to convert these knights too. These knights are diving the monks. They're getting conversions. Barrufet here has the military advantage. He outnumbers Nixishin. Nixishin deciding not to take that and calls the GG. Wow. So Nixishin was only about 9 villagers behind barrufet. But the first game goes to barrufet. Well played from barrufet. Very large amounts of pressure disrupting Nixishin, preventing him from doing what he wanted to do. It really came down to who had more town centers and who was making more military in Castle Age for this game. GG, well played. Barrufet getting a lot of value in with these 4 crossbowmen in Nixishin's base, killing villagers and disrupting the economy. Eco KD, barrufet killed 13 and Nixishin only killed 4. And I think some of those were converted villagers that were forward here. So with the game over, let's go take a look at the next one. Let's look at Nixishin's home map, Tullyhoe. Nixishin will be playing as the Grey Burgundians, and barrufet will be playing as the Orange Huns. So, barrufet, please delete your yurt. Please delete the yurt, man. There we go. Okay, perfect. So he deletes the yurt. Huns do not need houses, and that yurt was draining this gold. So he will be at 142 gold, and Nixishin's gold is still being drained because he is the Burgundians. And he needs this housing space. I guess he could delete it, but then he'd have TC idle time, so I don't know that it would be worth it. So you start with 11 villagers. The yurt provides 10 population space. The town center provides 5. So if you delete it, you are mega housed. Everybody starts with exactly 275 wood. Nixishin getting loom first, which is kind of an interesting choice. He does have villagers in queue. Maybe he's getting loom because he wants to get it while he can afford it. This yurt is up. Does he mean to be taking gold like this? He's going to go after the deer, he's going to hunt for food, and he has some sheep to scout around the map. So it'll be interesting to see if the players try to go for the corners early, get the goodies behind the forests. There are wolves back here. They are guarding, in this case, stone. It could either be stone or it could be relics. You don't know. And it's far enough away that if you build an outpost here and get town watch in the feudal age, you still won't be able to see what's up. Or a Mongolian scout cannot see what's back here either. So you really need Castle Age in order to determine what's back here. You're not going to tell in the feudal age. So both players with approximately 0 seconds of town center idle time. They're doing a great job keeping their town centers working and active. Let's talk about the matchup. Burgundians versus Huns. So Huns have better cavalry than Burgundians do. They get paladins. The paladins have access to bloodlines, of course. Burgundian paladin upgrade is cheaper. They're faster to do what they want to do, but once they get there, their options, it feels like their options are not as good. Now, having said that, they still get access to gunpowder. So if Nixishin goes Pike Siege, though, given that Burgundians get really good infantry, there's nothing that barrufet can do about that. He's Huns. So Huns need to raid, they need to be fast, they need to be everywhere. That's the way that Huns are. It's just the way that the Civ was designed. The question is, can Nixishin get there? Well, he does have early eco upgrades. It'll be interesting to see if he gets those early, or if he puts them off to Feudal Age. This map is a new map. Nobody's really played very much of it, so we don't quite know what the right thing to do is on this map. We just know that there's a lot of gold in the center, and you probably shouldn't forfeit that gold. Don't roll over and let your opponent have this gold. Because there are other gold piles of 400 gold scattered across the map, but it's really not a lot in the grand scheme of things. And the stone is in the corners. So let's take a look at vision here for Nixishin. He has some sheep scouts. He's bringing the sheep back. He scouted the general area. And let's see if barrufet knows where Nixishin is. Nixishin does not know where barrufet is. No. Okay. Neither player knows where the other is. barrufet actually sending a villager looking for resources, maybe more sheep and maybe for Nixishin. Is he loomed with this villager? He is. He is on his way to the Feudal Age already, you guys. barrufet on his way up at 22 pop. This is 22 villagers, so it is as though you are clicking up on 23 pop because you don't start with a scout on this map. So barrufet just picking up all the sheep, I guess. He's got a lot of sheep. The sheep whisperer. Look at this lady. Found 9 sheep. Okay. So what is Nixishin doing? Nixishin is getting pretty close to clicking up himself. Although he might go for a later Feudal Age uptime, just so that he can get all of his eco upgrades. He's already gotten double bit axe, and it's the Dark Age. And barrufet is going to find Nixishin's mill and some villagers, so barrufet is going to know at this point, especially since he's just been attacked by Nixishin. So Nixishin paying attention that barrufet is over here. And barrufet says, ah. So double ranges from barrufet. Probably archers and then into cav archers if I had to guess. He will secure this gold with his archers and then push out across the map to try to do some damage to Nixishin. The Burgundian economy is pretty strong. So Nixishin getting up a barracks himself. Nixishin is going to be Feudal Age here in about 45 seconds. He went up on 27 villagers, which is kind of equivalent to a 28 pop uptime on a more traditional map, perhaps. I mean, granted, you start with 11 of those villagers, but still. A late Feudal Age overall. A late Feudal Age, and he got double bit axe. You can get these economy upgrades early. No need to get the farming upgrades because there are enough sheep. So Nixishin is Feudal Age now. He is getting bow saw, and he is getting wheelbarrow immediately. I do not understand wheelbarrow. I thought you got it when you have 12 to 15 villagers on farms. Archers, as expected, are being produced by barrufet here. He will transition into CA, probably in Castle Age. I don't think Huns get Arbalister. Maybe they do. Maybe somebody can correct me. And archers are already moving out across the map. Do they have fletching? Yes, they do. So Nixishin saving up some food. I think Nixishin is primarily just interested in Castle Age. Having said that, there is another range coming up for Nixishin, so maybe he is planning on going archers himself, given the amount of gold that's on the map. Problem for Nixishin is, if he doesn't secure the center of the map, then how is he going to collect gold for archers? He's got some gold piles out here, but it's only 400. So he'll have to be very careful about that. I do like the fact that Nixishin is chopping his way through to the outside. He's going to find the stone out here. He doesn't know that it's the stone, but he's being proactive with getting to the goodie piles. And barrufet built his lumber camp literally right next to his town center. So barrufet is not interested in the corners. We have a skirmisher out here. Has anybody killed anything? Well, there's been some killing, but no eco KD. No genocide yet this game. A tower coming down for barrufet. You can afford exactly 2 towers after it's all said and done on this map. There is no stone except the stone in the corners.
Bonjour.
So Nixishin sneaking out this way. I don't know where these villagers are going. Are these gold mining villagers? I don't know. We'll see what he does with that. He might just build a lumber camp out here and might be interested in the relics. Maybe he picked Burgundians because he wants to get food and gold from these relics instead of just gold. So Nixishin getting horse collar now. Barrufet's resources are quite low. Is Barrufet... Does he have Castle HQ'd? Nope. He's just doing a good job spending it, I guess. Building up a massive army. Nixishin, though, here with the skirmishers, wants to deny this tower. So it looks like barrufet canceled his tower, wants to build it over here.